Hi, my final activity with my students was to design a boat to see if it would float or sink. It was used as a culminating activity to our Pilgrims unit at the end of November, right before we came back from Thanksgiving break. Their question was, can you design a boat that will float? They had to help the Pilgrims get back to England. The standards that it covered are under science and technology, social studies, and math. This is where I believe it fell under the MAPSE inquiry matrix. Most of it fell in the complex area because students were given the items to use and they were asked to design a boat that floated and carried the Pilgrims to England. Only one group had help from the teacher, but that was due to students who had IEPs and needing help on that way. The teacher only wrote things down for them. They did not actually do the project for the students. This is where it fell on the level of inquiry rubric. It was a level 2 inquiry. The problem or question was provided by the adult to the students. The procedure and the method were constructed by the students. They had to build their own boat. They had to come up with a design with a team. And the solution was also constructed by the students. If the boat sank, they needed to figure out why it sunk and how to fix that problem. The STEM perspective for this is a transdisciplinary course or program. For science, they were asked to create a boat that would float. They had to determine whether the boat would sink or float and use that background knowledge. Technology, they recorded a video and shared the results on ClassDojo. They took pictures as well as video to share with their parents in their portfolio. Engineering was the physical activity of building the boat with their team members. For math, they had to measure the materials and determine the weight of the boat. They had 11 pennies, so they had to account for the weight of the boat with the pennies in it when they measured and started putting things together. Here's the worksheet that they were given. They needed aluminum foil, tape, straws, pipe cleaners, tissue paper, popsicle sticks, bubble wrap, 11 pennies, you could always use more if you need to, and a tub of water. This is the worksheet that they were given to design their boat in this area, and this is the letter that they got. We had a great debate about whether the Pilgrims should return to England after they faced great sickness. 11 students decided that they want to go back out of our class. That's where the 11 pennies came from. So they had to build a boat to get back to England. They were able to ask the Native Americans for help, and the help was the bubble wrap. Here are the students' designs. One team labeled them. Actually, two teams labeled them that I can see. And the other ones just drew the basic design. Here are the students doing the activity. In the top left, you can see them, they are checking out the materials. Top right, they're building their boat. Bottom left, working together to solve their problem. And bottom right, they are testing their boat. The results. When students tested their results, most of them, their boats floated. A few did not and had to ask the Native Americans for help. So they were given bubble wrap. So after we talked about the changes they would make, and I decided too that to make it a little bit more challenging, we can always keep testing and adding more pennies to their boats. So overall, it was a success. And here are my references. I hope you have a great holiday.